Hello guys, welcome back to movie reviews. I reviewed multitude of movies. I reviewed Marvel movies, DC movies, and of course Jurassic Park movies and other miscellaneous movies. But today we'll be talking about Star Wars. With Star Wars specifically, we'll be starting in chronological order, of course. We'll be reviewing Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Star Wars Episode 1 was a weird one. Yes, it's not the greatest movie, but it's not the worst movie. The other films that I've seen that was outright just bad, like Batman v Superman. I kind of right in the middle with Metacritic. Only 50% movie, which means it's in the middle. I don't see, it's kind of mediocre. But the plot line of Episode 1, Phantom Menace, the whole premise of the plot is the Trade Federation upgrades that's order in the Galactic Republic by blockading a planet, and so they can invade them and take them over. Yes, these trade with Federation guys. It is like Soto Republic's leader, Valium, dispatches a Kuizonzen, which is it's a Chinese name, I think, and of course Obi-Wan, to negotiate the Trade Federation accord. Luke grounded Darth Sidious, a trade war, of course, began, and the Trade Federation's secret benefactor orders the Viceroy to kill the Jedi in order to begin the invasion. The Jedi defeated the Wu during the invasion. Kuzang saves quite possibly one of the worst Star Wars characters in the movie, Jar Jar Binks, easily the most hated character in cinema history, from being won over and killed by the droid transport. Indebted by Koizan, Jar Jar leads, of course, to the underwater city. The Jedi unsuccessfully tried to persuade the content reader, Boss Dash, who's a gross giant frog guy, and helping the people of Naboo because he doesn't care about humans anyways. He hates them. However, the Jedi do manage to obtain the transport to feed the capital city on the surface. Now avoiding all those monsters that try to kill him, they rescue the Queen Padme Amidala, the ruler of the Naboo people, to escape the blockaded planet on her royal starship and route to the Republic of Coruscant, capital of Coruscant, which is one gigantic city. The ship was damaged, so they passed the Federation blockade. Hyperdrive was, of course, hurt, whether really useless. They go to Tatooine, and of course, while Captain Perica and Royal Queen of the Bygods expresses the disapproval because of the Hutts. Quizon, Zhao Zhao, Astromats, and R2-D2 and Padme, disguised as one of her handmaidens, visit the settlement of Mos Espa to purchase spell parts at the junk shop. They meet the owner, Watto, which is basically a goblin, flying goblin thing, and of course Anakin Skywalker, who is a slave of who is a gifted pilot and engineer, and who built a protocol droid with a C-3PO, who is in all the other Star Wars movies besides the sequels, and of course Solo, where nobody likes that movie anyways. Qui-Gon senses a strong presence of the Force within Anakin and is convinced that he is a chosen one by the Jedis, who bring balance to the Force. Unable to buy the hyperdrive parts with the Republic currency, Qui-Gon wages both parts in Anakin's freedom with Watto in a pod race. This is the best part of the movie, and basically Watto, who walks over his buddy, Bayon, this weird guy called Zia Bulba, Anakin joins them to be trained as a Jedi, leaving his mother, Simi, en route to the starship. Qui-Gon encounters Darth Maul, Darth Sidious's apprentice, who basically has no lines for the entire movie. Literally, Darth Maul has like a few lines throughout the entire movie, and nothing else. He has like no character, but at least he's cool. Sent to capture Amidala, a duel ensues, but Qui-Gon quickly disengages and escapes aboard the starship. Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan escort Amara to Coruscant as they complete the people's to transfer his family home to the Galactic Senate. Qui-Gon and the Jedi Council ask permission to Anakin. Of course, they say no because, of course, he says he's going to eventually become a bad guy, which foreshadows, of course, and spoilers, Anakin becoming Darth Vader. Anakin has the Spice Sword, but they say no again. Gon wants to have Anakin has the Spice Sword, but they say no. Meanwhile, Palpatine persuades Amidala to cast a vote with no confidence and Chancellor Valorum to elect more capable Chancellor, resolve the crisis on Naboo. Fusi is successful for forcing the vote. Amidala grows frustrated at corruption in the Senate and decides to return to Naboo. Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan were ordered by the Jedi Council to combat the Queen of Naboo to perform the return of the Sith, whom they were believed to be extinct. And then all the big fights are happening, okay? The big gigantic fights, the Zhao Zhao and his people fight the bad guys. There was a scene that looks like a scene from the Wasserman movie. And there was the battle against the droids, and then Qui-Gon and Anakin is sold away in the cockpit, which he just starts driving it into its autopilot and joining the battle against the Federal control ship, but he basically does nothing. And he's just trying to take control of the ship because he doesn't know how to fight. He just fighting for the first time. And then, of course, he deactivated... Of course, he destroyed the entire ship, deactivating the droid army on the surface. Obi-Wan battled Darth Maul. Qui-Gon basically dies by Darth Maul. Darth Maul also dies as well, but he somehow comes back since he's in Solo. Just before he dies, Qui-Gon requests Obi-Wan to train Anakin, and Palpatine is elected as the new Supreme Chancellor, and Gunway is arrested. Yoda promotes Obi-Wan to the rank of Jedi Knight, and reluctantly accepts Anakin as Obi-Wan's apprentice. Of course, Yoda again warns that Anakin's bad. Padme represents a gift of appreciation and friendship to the Gungans out as a festive ceremony, highlighting the newfound unity between Gungans and the people of Naboo. So basically, that's the entire story. The movie was okay. It was not the greatest movie. It was not the worst movie out there. I have seen worse movies than this, far worse. There's a movie about talking emojis. Batman vs. Superman, which basically just screws over all Batman and Superman fans. This film was okay. The reason why it's a 5 out of 10 is simply because of Zhao Zhao. He's the most annoying piece of garbage I've ever seen in the film. Simply, Zhao Zhao is the most annoying character ever. But he does have his funny moments. And I did kind of laugh at him a bit because of how dumb he is. So he's meant to be like a comic relief character. He kind of did his job correctly. So now it's a 6 out of 10. The storyline was good. It was basically a good storyline about them meeting Anakin when he was a kid, and how Anakin was a slave to this bug guy, this goblin-looking guy, and the pod racing part was one of the best scenes. Was the best scene of the movie because of obvious reasons. It's the most tense and most epic scene of the movie. The big fight was just Zhao Zhao's race just being defeated and one-handed by the droids. The battle between Darth Maul and Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan was cool. Darth Maul was cool despite having no personality. The film is still better than certain other films I've seen, such as Batman vs. Superman, of course. So overall, I give this film a 6 out of 10.